Hello, people. How's it going? Something a little more or less strenuous up there. I like a good, decent World War II movie. This is considered a classic film. This is considered a classic World War, and it is. I mean, up to a point, it is. It is a good movie if you like psychological dramas. If you like films that are dealing more with the psychological effect war has on people. Gregory Peck does a very good job in this film. One of the most honest and powerful war pictures. Not too bad. Well, of all time, this thrilling dramatic Thunderbolt Hollywood Reporter soars right up there into the bright blue yonder in Los Angeles Times, blending thrilling action toward the ending. With personal drama brought to heroic heights, winner of 2 Academy Awards, Gregory Peck was nominated, but he didn't win for this film. Dean Jagger did. Dean Jagger won for Best Supporting Actor in this film. That's my phone. Yeah, no idea what that was all about. Electronic devices. Anyway, where was I? At the height of World War II, the 910th Bomber Group, which by the way is made up, by the way. I'll get to that stuff in a minute. The 918th Bomber Group suffered devastating losses in Brigadier General Frank Savage Gregory Peck, being Gregory Peck. Was sent to take command because of his strong discipline resent him, and although Savage remains impersonal under the heavy attack and his unrelenting firefights, he becomes personally involved in their well-being, a dangerous position for any leader, especially in the middle of war, which is what this movie is really all about. It's how you can allow yourself to become so impersonally wrapped up in your men's lives that you can't command anymore. Kind of how the film ends up, sort of. It's a good movie. It is an excellent film. If you don't mind your movies, most of it has nothing to do with bombing anything. That's kind of more like the last 20, 30 odd minutes of the movie. It's really over 2 hours long. It's a good film. It's a good movie. It's just if you expect action the entire time, you're not going to get it. But it's a good psychological movie. It's a good film that looks at the cost of war, the psychological cost of war, the psychological cost of leadership and being in command, and being in charge of other people's lives. It's not a bad movie. I mean, I wouldn't call it a great film. I don't know. I wouldn't put it on my top 10. Well, I had to do Gregory Peck thing on my top 10. But on top 10 World War II films, this wouldn't be on it. It would be close to being the 15. But it wouldn't be in the top 10. This is a good movie. Very much written done in 1949. You know. Oh, and the commentary. The commentary is very good. I would listen to the commentary first. But you get a lot of interesting information about the actors and all the different stuff. You know, why they do the film, about Gregory Peck, about Dean Jagger, or Yager. I maintain it's Yager. Yager are German names. But anyway. He won Best Supporting Actor. I'm not really sure how, but he did. He's a good actor, don't get me wrong. I'm just not sure how he won. But anyway, that's just me. Now, 918th Bomber Group would actually been part of the 8th Air Force. This book is a very good book on the 8th Air Force during the Allied bombing campaign. In 1941, the RAF fought a desperate battle of survival against the Luftwaffe over Britain. Then, from across the Atlantic, came a new generation of American pilots, gunners, bombardiers, a new generation of flying machines called the B-17 Flying Fortresses, the P-24 Liberators, the P-47 Thunderbolt, and the P-51 Mustang Fighter. I knew I'd look on that one. Soon these brave young men were hurling themselves and their uncrewed planes across the channel and into the teeth of an enemy firepower, raining down bombs on the German military machine and going up against Hitler's best flyers in the sky. Well, in the beginning anyway. This is the dramatic oral history of the American Air Corps, before known as the United States Air Force, and the newly created English Air Force, stationed in Britain, for us from the stage. An army of hard-fighting, hard-playing flying men who suffered from fatalities than the entire U.S. Marine Corps Pacific campaign in World War II. Here in their own words are tales of survival and soul-numbing loss of soldiers who came together to fight a kind of war that had never been fought before, and win it with their courage and their blood. This is basically what the high 12 o'clock high is basically part of. But the bomber group in the movie is part of the 8th Air Force. This is a good history of the thing. Now, I'm reading at the moment The Fortress Without a Roof, which is the bombing campaign. The Allied bombing campaign of the Third Reich. So far, I'm liking this book. This book is pretty good. It talks about the history at the very beginning. We're still kind of learning our way at the moment to tell how far I'm in the book. But I'm liking this book. It's a very good book. A very good book on the 8th Air Force, Mighty 8th. So basically, these two books are basically about the same thing. So, this way. This is not Catch-22. Not even close. It's not Catch-22. The movie Catch-22. It's not. This movie is far more realistic than Catch-22. Catch-22 is meant to be a satire anyway. I should do a review on that movie once I find it. But I think Gregory Peck does a good job. It is based on a book. I don't know what the book is called. Novel based on a novel by Bernie LeLay Jr. and Cy Scarlett. Produced by Daryl Zanuck. Directed by Henry King. Starring Gregory Peck with Hugh Marlowe, George Merrill, Miller Mitchell, Steve Jagger, Robert Arthur, Paul Stewart. It's a good movie. Just don't expect bombing moments through the entire film. It is almost the last 20 minutes when the actual bombing campaigns are shown, and the footage is good. The footage is of actual footage of the war and actual footage they created for the film. It is well done. It is well done, well made. It's a great movie, but don't expect the longest day. Okay? Don't expect action, because it ain't gonna happen. This film really is a psychological look at the high cost, mental strain of command of the men you're sending off, and what happens when you get too much invested in their lives. It becomes personal, because you're sending people up there to die, probably to die. It's a good film. It is a very good film. It's a good one. Just don't expect, Catch-22 or, bombing constantly through the whole film. It literally does. The last 30 minutes is when the bombing parts of the film begin. That's a good movie. It is. I know they consider it a great film. I would consider it a very good film. I know I wouldn't put it very high on the list of great World War II films, but my idea of a great World War II film is not that one, but not that one. My problem is very simple. I shouldn't say my problem is. This movie really is about almost behind the scenes of the actual fighting. And it takes a while to get to that point. And it does. This movie is over 2 hours long. Let's see. I know it's 2 hours long. It's over 2 hours long. Okay. 132 minutes. So it's a little over 2 hours. A little over 2 hours. But it is worth watching, despite my comments, despite the fact that I am not sure I would rank it as high as they do. But as for World War II films, it's far more realistic than most of them, including Catch-22. And I like Catch-22. I think it's a great film. It's also satire. But anyway, again, this is a very good book on the history of what that bomber group would be part of. This is another good book on what that bomber group would be part of. What I'm reading now. This actually is a pretty good book. I do like this book. It has, a vivid eyewitness history of the Sky High, a festive and intimate Hitler's dream. I mean, gotta find that quote. Gotta find it. Hitler built a fortress around Europe, but he forgot to put a roof on it. President Franklin D. Roosevelt. He did. That's where the idea. But anyway, that's the movie. Despite my reservations of calling it a great film, it's still a good film. It's far better than most World War II films. Or it's, heroicness all over the place and rah rah rah. There's not a lot of rah 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 in this film. It shouldn't be. It's a World War II film. But anyway, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, share, comment. Hopefully the sound wasn't too bad. Anyway, thank you people for watching. Save yourselves, people. I'm not going to. Later.